What if the most important truth of your life didn't come from a confession, but from a mistake? Lena Carter had built her life on invisibility. 37. Compliance analyst at a mid-sized investment firm in Chicago. Divorced. No kids. No scandals. No drama. Just spreadsheets, deadlines, and the quiet rhythm of a predictable life. She lived in a narrow brick apartment overlooking a train line. Every morning, she woke at 6:15. Same kettle, same mug, same oatmeal, same walk to the station. Nothing surprising ever happened until the email arrived. It came at 11:02 p.m. Subject line, status confirmation, phase 3. Lena almost deleted it. She assumed it was a misfire, a client email, a vendor mix-up, but curiosity won. She opened it. Inside was a single sentence. She still doesn't know. Keep her routine intact. Lena stared at the screen. She read it again. She still doesn't know. Know what? Before she could reply, another email arrived from the same address. Disregard. Wrong recipient. Her inbox went quiet. Lena's heartbeat didn't. She checked the sender. No name. Just a string of letters and numbers. No signature. No company footer. She told herself it was nothing. A glitch. A spam test. A misrouted thread. But the word stayed with her. She still doesn't know. That night, she slept badly. Dreams filled with locked doors, flashing lights, and voices just out of reach. The next morning, everything felt slightly off. At work, her manager stopped by her desk. Just checking in, he said. How are you feeling today? Fine, Lena replied. He smiled. Good. We like you stable. The word landed wrong. Stable. At lunch, her coworker Ben offered to walk her outside. Since when? She asked. Just being nice, he said too quickly. That evening, Lena checked her email again. The message was gone. Not archived. Not deleted. Gone. No record. No trace. But she remembered. And that was when the second thing happened. 2 days later. Lena found a folder on her work computer she didn't remember creating. It wasn't in her usual directories. It wasn't on her desktop. It was buried deep in a system path that required multiple permissions to access. The folder name. LC04 Behavioral Continuity. Her initials. She opened it. Inside were reports. Psychological summaries. Behavioral trend graphs, sleep data, purchase histories, search logs, call metadata, her data, going back years. The reports weren't written by her company. They weren't written by any company she recognized. They were written in cold, clinical language. Subject exhibits high compliance, low volatility, and minimal deviation from baseline behavior. Risk remains low provided routine stability is maintained. Trigger exposure must remain controlled. Lena's hands trembled. Trigger exposure? She scrolled. There were projections, simulations, contingency pathways. One document was titled, Failure Scenario, Memory Reactivation. Her chest tightened. She felt dizzy. This wasn't wellness monitoring. This wasn't HR oversight. This was surveillance. That night, she confronted Ben. You ever feel like we're being watched? She asked casually as they packed up. He froze. Just for a fraction of a second. Long enough. What? He laughed. That's paranoid. Is it? She asked. He avoided her eyes. Who's been talking to you? Lena left without answering. That night, her phone rang. Unknown number. She let it ring. It rang again. And again. Finally, she answered. A man's voice. Calm. Measured. Lena Carter, he said. You started noticing things. Who is this? She demanded. A pause. Someone who's been keeping you safe. From what? From remembering. The line went dead. The truth didn't arrive all at once. It came in fragments. Documents she couldn't explain. People who suddenly treated her differently. A therapist who avoided certain topics. A sister who checked in daily. Something she had never done before. Everyone was managing her, smoothing her life, reducing stress. avoiding discomfort, and then she found the second folder. This one wasn't on her work computer. It was in an old cloud backup, buried under forgotten email accounts she hadn't used in years. Folder name: Project Continuity LC Variant. Inside were court documents, legal waivers, medical reports, and one sentence repeated across multiple files. Subject must not experience destabilizing recall. Lena felt sick. She wasn't a client. She wasn't a patient. She was a risk variable. She kept digging. She found a video file, timestamped 9 years ago. She hesitated, then pressed play. The screen showed a younger version of herself. Different hair, different posture, different eyes, but unmistakably her. She was sitting in a sterile room, across from a man in a suit. A recorder sat on the table. Her voice was steady. "This isn't about guilt," she said in the video. "It's about accountability. If this goes public, the financial system takes a hit. But if it stays hidden, people are hurt anyway." The man leaned forward. "You understand what you're asking for?" "Yes," Lena said. "I'm asking for time." The video cut. Her hands shook. Time for what? That night, her phone rang again. Same unknown number. This time, she answered. "You said you were keeping me safe," Lena said. "Safe from what?" "From the version of you that doesn't stop," the voice replied. "I want the truth." A long pause. 8 years ago, the man said, "You uncovered a pattern in the global bond market, a manipulation structure buried inside government debt instruments. You traced it. You documented it. You proved it." "So why don't I remember?" she asked. "Because exposing it would have triggered a chain reaction. Market collapse. Pension funds destroyed. Entire economies destabilized. And me? You were going to release it anyway." Silence. "So they stopped me," Lena whispered. "They delayed you." "How?" The voice hesitated. "Through consented cognitive suppression." Her stomach dropped. "You erased my memory." "We paused it," he said, "temporarily. And the surveillance? To ensure you stayed aligned." "With what?" "With stability." Lena laughed bitterly. "You turned my life into a controlled experiment." "Yes," the voice replied, "because when you remember, systems fail." For days, Lena said nothing. She went to work. She smiled. She followed routines. But inside, something was breaking. Her calm wasn't peace. It was containment. She rewatched the video. She reread the files. She connected the dots. The bond structure. The hidden derivatives. The shadow institutions. She hadn't been stopped because she was wrong. She had been stopped because she was right. One night, she called the number back. "I want everything," she said. "No filters. No edits. No containment." Silence. "That's not advisable," the voice replied. "I didn't ask for advice." A long pause. "Once we start, we can't reverse it." "Good," Lena said. The memories didn't come like a wave. They came like a storm. Meetings she'd forgotten. Threats disguised as negotiations. Deals she refused to sign. The moment she realized the system was rigged, not broken, she remembered standing in a boardroom, staring at men who controlled trillions. "I won't protect you," she said. "Not if people suffer." And then the choice they gave her: erase the evidence, or erase the memory. She chose memory. They chose for her. When the process finished, she collapsed on the floor of her apartment, shaking. But she was herself again, fully, dangerously, and she knew exactly what to do. The next morning, she didn't go to work. She didn't answer calls. She didn't return messages. Instead, she opened the files, all of them, and uploaded them, not to one platform, not to one journalist, but to hundreds of secure channels across multiple countries. She embedded the evidence in distributed networks, encrypted backups, public archives, legal repositories, impossible to erase. By the time the first article appeared, it was already too late. Confidential financial structure exposed. Then another, hidden debt network tied to global market manipulation. Then another, markets reacted, politicians denied. Institutions scrambled, but the evidence spoke for itself. And this time, she remembered, the monitoring stopped. No more emails, no more calls, no more dashboards, just silence. Lena's company placed her on indefinite leave. Her accounts were frozen. Her passport was flagged. But something else happened too. People listened. Not everyone. Not immediately. But enough. Investigations began. Hearings followed. Resignations quietly occurred. The system didn't collapse. But it cracked. Months later, Lena sat alone in a small coastal town, far from Chicago. No routines. No tracking. No stability metrics. Just the sound of waves and the weight of truth. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She didn't answer. Instead, she smiled, because for the first time in years, she didn't need permission to remember. She reminded herself of one thing. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is not lose control, it's regain it.